Hey, it's Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader, and welcome to the Black Belt Leadership Podcast, where each week I'm giving you tips, tools, insights, and resources to help you become a better version of who you are and what you do as you discover, develop, and deploy your own Black Belt leader within. Hey, it is Thanksgiving Day here in the United States, and depending on where you are in the world and whether you're celebrating this holiday or not, let me wish you anyway a happy Thanksgiving. Now, I believe every day should be Thanksgiving Day, and that's what I want to talk about for the next few minutes as we look at the power of gratitude. Thanksgiving is steeped in tradition and reflection, and in the few minutes we've got together today, I want to explore the transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude brings some incredible benefits into our lives, and understanding what happens when we embrace thankfulness as a daily practice can literally transform our lives. So I believe rather than just set aside one day a year to be grateful, I think every day should be a gratitude day. So let's look at the power of gratitude and what it means to live with Thanksgiving. Let's jump right in and get started. To me, gratitude matters, and it matters a lot. Now, why? Thanksgiving is a unique tradition here in the United States. And for those of you that may not be familiar with Thanksgiving, it's a time when we gather together around the table with family and friends to celebrate the blessings in our lives. If you're a person of faith, then you're going to give thanks to God. If you're not a person of faith, then you're going to just be thankful and grateful for the people around the table with you and having an opportunity just to say thanks. But today, in the midst of all of the celebration, the turkey and dressing and pumpkin pie and all the other things that come with it, I want to move beyond that and I want to reflect on what it means to be grateful, what it means to have an attitude of gratitude. So, why is thankfulness so vital to our success? Why do black belt leaders live a life of gratitude? What can a life of gratitude, being thankful, what can that do for our mental, our emotional, and our physical health? These are some of the questions I want to answer in the few minutes we've got today. But first, I want to back up and I want to honor the roots of this holiday tradition. Now, if you're not familiar with the origins of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving has its start in the year 1621. Now, do the math. That's over 330 years ago when the first Thanksgiving celebration was held. The Pilgrims and the Native Americans came together to celebrate a successful harvest. They had worked together as two distinct groups, two distinct, unique people groups coming together for the common good of serving each other. And they worked together to groom and to farm land that brought forth a bountiful harvest. It was a moment of connection. It was a powerful moment of generosity, and it was an incredible moment of gratitude when they came together to give thanks to Almighty God for his blessings and his prosperity in bringing forth an incredibly bountiful harvest that year. Now, the circumstances were unique because in years prior, there hadn't been a lot of food and the pilgrims had struggled. The Native Americans came and shared some of their wisdom and insight. And as a result of that, the two people groups coming together to work together for the common good of each other, we saw this played out in a tangible display of people from unique and diverse backgrounds coming together and becoming one people working together. What I love about it is even though the circumstances today may be different than they were in 1621, the spirit of gratitude that was experienced in that moment 330 years later is still being experienced. The spirit of gratitude is literally timeless. So for the next few moments, I want to remind you of how gratitude can bridge the divides and bring people closer together. Now, as we think about gratitude, gratitude matters. Gratitude is important, and I believe it's important for three primary reasons. Number one, gratitude shifts our perspective. It helps us focus on what we have rather than focusing on what we don't. It takes our mindset from scarcity to a mindset of abundance. It's at Thanksgiving not worried about who's going to eat the last piece of pumpkin pie, knowing there's always more pumpkin pie. There's always the opportunity, and I love pumpkin pie. So knowing I can share my pumpkin pie with everybody else that will be sitting around the table with me, knowing that a pumpkin pie is just a few moments away and there's plenty to go around. That's the mindset we're talking about that gratitude brings to the table. It shifts our perspective from what we don't have to what we do, from what we can't do to what we can, and how we can work together as a team to accomplish incredible things together. Here's what I can say about gratitude as shifting perspective. It is an incredible tool for building our resistance because when times get tough and we're thankful for what we have, we begin to see and seize opportunities inside the challenges and obstacles that life throws our way every day. Now, the second thing that gratitude does is it strengthens our relationships. When we express gratitude to other people and for other people, it deepens our connection with them. I like to say it this way. When we begin to value people for who they are, we look for opportunities to add value to them. And when we look for opportunities to add value to them and we act on those, it strengthens and deepens the bonds of relationship we have with those people. And it unites us together in a very unique way. Now, the third thing gratitude does is it improves our health, not just our physical health, but our mental health and our emotional health. Studies have shown that gratitude can reduce stress, it can enhance our mood, and it can boost our immune system. Now, to me, those three reasons alone are great reasons to practice gratitude every day. After all, who doesn't want less stress? Who doesn't want to have a better feeling of optimism throughout the day? And who doesn't want to have and experience the benefits of better health because our immune system is strong? Now, gratitude isn't a feeling. We do get an emotional response from acts of gratitude, but gratitude is an intentional act that we display and that we share with another person. To me, gratitude is a way of living that benefits every single aspect of our lives. But let's go a little bit deeper and let's think about the ripple effect of gratitude when it comes to our daily lives. Psychologically, gratitude increases our happiness and it boosts our life satisfaction. Now, think about that. When we're grateful to other people, not only do we experience a better sense of happiness in our lives, the people around us do too. That again draws us closer into the bonds of unity that we want and allows us to come together to accomplish incredible things we couldn't do on our own. And when we practice gratitude, our satisfaction in overall life is increased. Now, emotionally, as I've already said, gratitude builds resilience. It reduces negative feelings like envy or doubt or depression. And socially, it strengthens our relationships, whether it's family or friends or teammates. Now, think about that from a relational perspective because even in the professional world, even in the business world, gratitude plays an essential role. Why is that? Because teams that foster gratitude are more collaborative, they're more cooperative, and they are more productive than teams that don't practice gratitude. So think about that in your business. When you make gratitude and thankfulness a part of your company culture, you're going to boost collaboration, you're going to boost cooperation, and you're going to boost performance because everybody's focused on what they can do rather than what they can't. Everybody's focused on how they can help other people come together to accomplish the goals and objectives of the organization rather than focusing on the petty differences that may want to divide them and keep them separate and moving forward. So think about the ripple effect gratitude can have not only in your personal life, but in your professional life. But what happens when we aren't grateful? What's the downside of ingratitude? Well, when we focus on what's missing, we're inviting stress and dissatisfaction into our lives. Our relationships can suffer too when we're ungrateful. When we don't express gratitude, when gratitude goes unexpressed, it creates distance. This is one of the fastest ways to sabotage a personal or professional relationship, and that is a failure to say thank you and to express gratitude to the other people that are a part of your family or a part of your team or a part of your organization. Now, the third thing ingratitude does is it blinds us to the opportunities that are before us every single day. Because when we are ungrateful, we focus on what we don't have rather than what we could have. And when we focus on what we don't have, we fail to see what we could have, even though it's right there in front of us. Now, ingratitude also shields us from seeing and learning the lessons life is trying to teach us through the challenges and obstacles that we face every day. And when you live a life of ingratitude, you're going to be going through many of those same difficult life lessons over and over because you've not yet learned that lesson. I like what Gertrude Stein says, and it's a great quote. Silent gratitude isn't much use to anyone. Now, think about that. Gratitude is something that has to be expressed. It has to be demonstrated. It has to be shown. You can think thoughts of gratitude, but they do you very little good, and they do nobody else any good until they're expressed or demonstrated or shown. Gratitude is meant to be shared. It is not meant to be held back. But here's the good news. Gratitude is a habit that you and I can cultivate. If you're already a person of gratitude, this is a learned habit that you can improve on. If you're not a grateful person, that's a bad habit that you can unlearn just as easy as you learned it. It just simply takes some time. So let me give you a few steps to help you begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. You can start small. Maybe it's nothing more than writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day in a journal. Now, on my website, blackbeltleadership.com, you're going to find a resource in the courses section of the website. Again, blackbeltleadership.com. Go to the courses area of the site, and you're going to find a resource called The Attitude of Gratitude. And in that complimentary resource, you're going to find a daily checklist that you can use to make sure you're practicing gratitude and remind you of the steps in the process, as well as some additional teaching and instruction on the science and the benefits of gratitude. And you're going to find a gratitude journal. There's a printable version that you can print out and write in, or if you're one of those people that likes to do things digitally, there's a fillable version of that gratitude journal there as well. Again, that is a complimentary resource that's available to you at blackbeltleadership.com. You'll find it in the courses area. So again, start small. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day in a journal. You want to go a step farther? Share those 3 things you're grateful for with somebody close to you, a spouse, a family member, or a close friend. Or take a moment to thank someone, whether through a heartfelt conversation, through a text message, through an email, through a note, or a personal phone call. Better yet, make it 3 people. Just like you're going to focus on 3 things you're grateful for, find 3 people that you can express gratitude to each day and begin to make that a daily habit. So, hey, it's Thanksgiving. So while you're sitting around the table, let me give you a reflection exercise you can do that can be transformational for your Thanksgiving event. So have every person in the room around the table think about 3 things, only 3 things that they're thankful for from this past year that they are personally grateful for, and let them share that around the table. You know, who supported you? Who was there to serve you in some way? Who came alongside and showed up and showed out when you needed help and you thought you were going to be all alone in trying to accomplish something or work through a challenge in your life? In what ways have you grown this year? In what ways have you improved? What have you learned this year? Those are a few of the questions you can think through to be able to walk through this Thanksgiving exercise. 3 things from the past year that you're grateful for, and everyone around the table gets to share it. Now, it's a great Thanksgiving exercise. It's a great Christmas. It's a great anytime you get together as a family to practice gratitude as a family. Doing it with a team at functions you're doing as a team is another way to build that gratitude attitude in your organization. Now, mindfulness can also help too when it comes to cultivating a gratitude of attitude. Sometimes it's nothing more than simply slowing down and noticing life's small blessings. For me, one of the things I love to do, and I live in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and just north of town, we got this incredible area called the North Woods. There's probably 30 to 35 miles of hiking and biking trails there. And when I want to get away and I want to just slow down and notice life's blessings, that's where I go. I grab one of my dogs, maybe two or three, and off to the woods we go, and oftentimes into areas of the woods where there is no cell service on purpose, where I can simply be there to spend a moment enjoying the beauty of nature. Watching the squirrels scamper up and down the tree, watching the deers roam around in the woods, watching the other animals and critters move around, watching the water and the wind ripple over, the wind move through the trees and the leaves, the changing of the colors this time of year, absolutely incredible. Having an opportunity to slow down and notice life's little blessings. But you don't have to go to the North Woods or even to a park. You can notice life's small blessings when you notice someone sharing a smile, extending a kind gesture, or doing something nice for you. When we look around, gratitude is everywhere if we simply take the time to look for it. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Let's make gratitude a daily practice. Let's make every day a Thanksgiving day. So today we talked about an exercise for Thanksgiving, sharing 3 things you're thankful for with someone close to you and doing that around the Thanksgiving table. So that's day 1. Tomorrow, when you wake up, find another reason to be grateful. Write it down, jot it down, stick it on a sticky note, but share the reason you're grateful with someone. Because when you share it with someone, that joy is shared, that gratefulness is shared, and you both get a feel-good emotional uplift in your mood from that. And when you share something you're grateful for with someone else, they may come back and reciprocate, and they may also go share that with someone else, and that attitude of gratitude becomes contagious as it spreads through your family, through your team, and through your organization. Over time, not only is this change in mindset, this attitude of gratitude, going to transform your life as you share what you're thankful and grateful for with other people, as you let the people around you know you appreciate and value them, you're going to transform their lives as well. Thanksgiving reminds us to do what? To give thanks. That's what it means. Happy Thanksgiving is a happy day that we're going to experience happiness as a result of giving thanks. But imagine the impact if you made every day a Thanksgiving day. And with that, on behalf of all of us here at Black Belt Leadership, I want to say thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for subscribing to my blog, subscribing to my podcast. Thank you for accessing my course. For those of you that had invited me into your teams and organizations to teach and to train, thank you for the opportunity to come and to meet with you, to get to know you, to get to know your people, and to add value by helping you up-level your leadership, your team building, your communication skills, your sales and marketing, whatever it may be you've had me in for. Thank you for the opportunity to do that. For those of you that have invited me to come speak at your events, whether they've been live events where I've been on a stage with an audience or giving me the opportunity to speak to you virtually, I want to say thank you for that as well. Every single opportunity that I have to go and to add value to other people, I value myself because it's an opportunity for me to share something with you from what I've learned, what I've experienced, or what I've gained and gleaned from being around other successful people and helping people learn to grow, to mature, to be more successful, to discover, develop, and deploy their black belt leader within so they can become world-class masters of who they are and what they do. I get great joy in doing that every single day. So as we get ready to wrap up, let me do 2 things. Number 1, let me remind you to go to blackbeltleadership.com and access this new resource we just put up, the Attitude of Gratitude. It's right there in the courses section of the site. It's a free resource. It's what we call a pick your price. If you don't have any money, it's a free resource available to you with our gifts. If you want to donate, whether it's $1, $10, $50, $100, $1 million, whatever it is that you want to donate, it goes to a worthy cause to help us continue to add value value to other people and up-level the leadership in others. But this Thanksgiving weekend, I wanted to put that up as a resource that's available at absolutely no cost, no obligation. If you want to give something, feel free to do so, but you're under no obligation. I want you to have the resource, the checklist, and the journal. Now, let me wrap up as we get ready to close. Gratitude shifts our perspective. Gratitude strengthens our relationships, and gratitude enriches our lives and the lives of other people in countless ways. And again, I want to say thank you for being part of the Black Belt leadership community. I count it a great honor to be able to come into your life every single week as I share with the Black Belt Leadership Podcast and through the Black Belt Leadership newsletter. Hey, on behalf of all of us here at Black Belt Leadership, again, a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And thank you for the opportunity to come into your life today. I'm Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Have a great day.